From BVTV Studios on the campus of Buena Vista University in Storm Lake, Iowa, this is BVTV News.
Welcome back to BVTV News. I'm Jaden Welch. Today we'll be taking a look at choir, rock ensemble, guest singers, and more in the BV music department. We'll also have a quick peek into the VR lab, sports, and other topics to come on BVTV News. Starting off, BVU's biggest art event of the year, I Do Art, brought over 150 high school students to campus. On November 20th and 21st, BVU hosted their annual event consisting of different workshops for high schoolers ranging from character design to product modeling, comic paneling, blacklight drawing, and many others. The event also showcased art senior capstones, along with the catering of a 6-foot-tall cake. Along with opportunities brought by I Do Art, the BVU choir and music students had their own unique mentor experiences. Award-winning ensemble Roomful of Teeth came to campus to perform and give insight into the industry from a professional's point of view. Students were able to participate in music workshops led by the members of the group, learning new techniques and strategies to implement in their works and other performances. On the topic of the music department, BVU is hosting a Christmas concert on the 9th and 10th featuring the band and choir. Looking at one of the most high-tech spaces on campus, located in Estelle Sieben Science Center, Dr. Jason Shepard brings us into the lab that brings VR to life.
Created by a grant from the Roy J. Carver Charitable Trust. And the other thing that's often more famous for is the virtual reality. So each one of these computers has a virtual reality headset and touch controllers that allow students to build virtual environments that then they can interact with. In the class that I teach, we build a lot of different environments, everything from games to like escape room experiences, to we built virtual dodgeball, we built some cool tower defense games. I even had a group of students build like a virtual pet that you have to take care of. So lots of really creative ideas.
Through its many inputs and outputs, the lab makes a perfect outlet for Dr. Shepard's students to get creative. After wrapping up the fall season, BVU kicked off winter sports with losses from both the men's and women's basketball team. In women's wrestling, BVU freshman Elizabeth Tappy Banuelos won 3 out of 5 matches at BV's home meet. Nathan Johnson gives us some insight into what's happening on BVU's rock ensemble, a group intertwined with the music program and one of the main performing art ensembles on campus.
Taking a look into one of BVU's many music programs, the Rock Ensemble has been preparing for their big winter concert. Over the course of the semester, 2 groups within the Rock Ensemble have been practicing songs to host in their upcoming winter concert. For one of those members, this is nothing new.
My name is Noah Callum, and I've been in the Rock Ensemble for be now 4 years.
Noah, a senior drummer, is one in a lineup of students within one of those groups.
Evan kind of plays a lot of different things. He mostly plays guitar and sings, but he also plays a lot of piano as well. Then we got Jonathan, and he's our guitar guy. Does mostly lead guitar, and James kind of backs him up. He plays a lot of rhythm guitar and plays a little bit of keys on some stuff. Then we have Ava, who mainly does vocals, whether it's lead or backup. And then is also doing a lot of different pianos or synth stuff on some songs. Then we have Elaine. Elaine's mainly our bassist, but also does drum on a song.
Cameron Germain, a junior bassist, explains the process in picking songs each semester.
We try to have everyone in the band pick one song, so that gets us 6, and then we have like 8 to 10 songs that we are going to try to play.
With each new piece selected, the bands are hyped up to perform in front of students and faculty, as well as members of the community here on campus.
This concert's one of the most exciting. I feel as though it's leveled up every semester, and we have a really great set list, a lot of hard rockers, some ballads, some very good mellow songs in there as well. You get a good mix of a lot of different genres within rock.
With preparations underway, the Rock Ensemble gears up for their next big concert on December 10th, 2023. From BVTV News, I'm Nathan Johnson.
Believe it or not, recycling has returned to campus, following a movement headed by Errol Alden, one of the resident assistants in Pierce White dorms. Starting this year, BVU is trying to recycle again with bins for cans in dormitory hallways and some large dumpsters being changed to recycling. This is a welcoming change from last year, encouraging students to keep working towards a better environment. The winter may turn the ground white, but BVU is greener than ever. Let's get into some stories from our newspaper, the Tack, following the death of famous actor Matthew Perry. Tack writer Joshua Wolcott has given his thoughts on the late actor's memoir. Wolcott explains the shock of the death impacted him and why he decided to pick up the book. Transferring to a new school is enough as it is, but after Iowa Wesleyan suddenly closed down last year, following their spring semester, many students were left hunting for someplace new to go. Amelia Jacobs' article explores Cindy Hopkins' journey of finding a new college home. For more details on these stories and more, visit bvtac.com. Over the past couple of years, D&D has become a common phenomenon as a variety of campaign sessions are held every week.
A little fairy, but in reality, he was a mob boss.
Out of the many activities on campus, D&D, or Dungeons & Dragons, is a popular pastime for many students.
So D&D, it's overall, like, the basic premise is pretty simple. You have the DM, who's like the story master controlling the story. He gives the party, the players, the general situation that their characters are in. The party will then decide what their characters are going to do, maybe roll some dice to determine if things succeed, and then the DM will narrate the outcome. You play D&D with dice, and I've got a whole bunch of them here. So there's a D4, there's your classic D6s, which is just the 6-sided dice. You've got D8s or 8-sided dice. You have a D10, you have a D12, 12-sided dice, and then
With crazy, fun, and creative campaigns comes all kinds of people.
Ooh, the stories I could tell you. The different types of people you meet in a public D&D game. These are nerds, and sometimes this is their only social interaction at all.
Along with meeting great adventure parties, creating characters is an adventure in and of itself.
I made a character, but instead of a real complicated cool character, this character was named Hammer Slime. The thing with Hammer Slime, though, was he was overpowered. He killed a Balrog in one turn. That's for a party of like level 15s, a party of level 15s to attack at once. Nowadays, I play with just a group of college people. The Anime and Game Society runs the D&D, and so we kind of just we have to put people into groups. And so you end up with a smorgasbord of different people.
Many D&D groups meet up every week because of their love of the game.
I really enjoy D&D and tabletop RPGs in general. They're probably one of my greatest loves. You get to immerse yourself in being someone else. It's a social experience that you don't get anywhere else.
The Cobblestone has reopened its doors after 40 years of being out of commission. Once a host to some of the biggest bands in the nation, the opening of the Cobb Tavern marks its completion of the first phase in its returning glory of the ballroom. At the same time, BV students are producing a documentary capturing the story of the Cobb's new lease on life. And with that, we're about out of time for today on BVTV News. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.